Great start. They're 5-2. Detroit at 4-2, and Kansas City at 4-2. Cleveland's at 2-2, and the Minnesota Twins are off to an 0-7 start. Don't like that. I like Paul Molitor. Let's get some victories for the Minnesota Twins. Out west, the Oakland A's are 4-4. Texas is 4-4. Houston is 3-4. The Los Angeles Angels of Los Angeles, California, of Anaheim are 3-4, and Seattle is 2-5. National League, the Washington Nationals are off to a great start. They're 4-1. And the people that I talk to that are National fans, they're just so excited. And they're going to the World Series, by the way. And so, I mean, they've already won this division. They're printing up tickets and everything. There's no way that the New York Mets are going to catch them. It's going to happen. Miami's 2-3. The Mets are 2-4. Don't start freaking out, New York Mets fans. This team is so loaded down with talent, they're going to figure it out. It's early in the season. Don't start this after 10, 11, 12 games already jumping off of the bandwagon. The Mets are going to win that division. Philadelphia is 2-5, and Atlanta, as we expected, is 0-6. The Chicago Cubs are 6-1. They're off to a great start. Cincinnati at 5-2. Pittsburgh at 5-3. St. Louis at 4-3. And the Milwaukee Brewers are 3-4, and they're only 1.5 games back. That's a nice little. I mean, I'm impressed. I really am, because I thought, oh no, the Brewers are going to start off. They got the Giants. Then they got Houston. Hey, 3-4 is pretty good, except for that loss yesterday against. That really made me angry. Out west, the San Francisco Giants are 5-2. The Los Angeles Dodgers are 4-4. Colorado's 3-3. San Diego's 3-4. And the Arizona Diamondbacks are 3-5. Now, they got the big victory today, and I watched that game. That was exciting, 4-2. A couple of big home runs for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And they came from behind to win that game. So, there's hope out there in the desert. For you Diamondback fans. Let's take a look at the scoreboard from around Major League Baseball. Right now, in the top of the fourth, Atlanta and Washington are knotted at 0. Top of the fifth, San Diego and Philadelphia, same score. Midway through the third, the New York Yankees are leading over the Toronto Blue Jays 1-0. Top of the fourth, Baltimore is losing to Boston 2-0. Bottom of the fourth, it's Cleveland 1, Tampa Bay 0. The Miami Marlins and the New York Mets end of the third inning. The Mets are up 1-0. Just warming up, just getting ready to play the Kansas City Royals in Houston to take on the Houston Astros. Tonight, San Francisco's in Denver to take on the Colorado Rockies. Later this evening, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, California, they're up in Oakland to take on the Oakland A's. Texas is in Seattle to take on the Mariners. Final score also, Pittsburgh loses to Detroit 8-2. And the Arizona Diamondbacks, my second favorite National League team, they get a big victory today, 4-2. I watched that game. I was quite excited. I like their road uniforms, that kind of gray and black uniform. I don't like that red thing that they're wearing at home. I don't like that. It knocked me off balance. I'm serious. I was watching the game last week, and I fell down because I didn't know what was going on. I don't like it, Diamondbacks. Get rid of it. And if I find out that Tony La Russa is responsible for that, that's it. That's it. And if I find out he's responsible for those god-ugly uniforms, I just lost what little respect I had left for Tony La Russa. How dare Tony La Russa take over the Arizona Diamondbacks and then give them a god-awful, ugly, red, weird-looking uniform. That's my rant for today. That's some of the scores from around Major League Baseball and the standings as we stand today in Major League Baseball. We're going to take a short break before I go off on a 3-hour rant about Tony La Russa. We'll be right back, folks. You're listening to the big show. We call it Brewtown Sports.
feet, clap your hands. You're part of the team sitting in the stands. Come see what's brewing. Come see what the good times are. Come see what the Brewers are doing. Come on and cheer a superstar. Be a believer in Brewer fever. It's fun to join in the cheering. Stomp your feet, clap your hands. You're part of the team sitting in the stands. Come catch the fever. The fever with brewing is for everyone. You'll be a believer in Brewer fever when you feel the excitement of the big home run. Stomping your feet, clapping your hands. You're part of the team sitting in the stands. Come see what's brewing. The Milwaukee Brewers. Catch the fever. The fever with brewing is for everyone. You'll be a believer in Brewer fever when you feel the excitement of the big home run. Stomping your feet, clapping your hands. You're part of the team sitting in the stands. Come see what's brewing. The Milwaukee Brewers.
Hey, welcome back to the big show. We call it Brewtownsports. Look for us on Twitter and Facebook. Twitter, it's Brewtownsports. Facebook, it's Mr. Brewtown. You can listen to the show at baseballtalkradio.com, Spreaker, Podomatic, Player FM, Stitcher, TuneIn, and iTunes.com, and the 405media.com Super Live Talk and Righteous Podcast. Something happened today that was part of baseball history, and I seriously hope that those of you that had the opportunity to watch the Los Angeles Dodgers home opener, you just saw history being made. Because Vin Scully, when you think about this, and I love Vin Scully, by the way, I do, and I get crap. For some reason, I get crap for liking Vin Scully. Well, he's the voice of the Dodgers. Okay, I love Vin Scully. But when you think about it, there is not one single Los Angeles Dodgers fan that does not know Vin Scully as the voice of the Los Angeles Dodgers. He has been the voice of the Los Angeles Dodgers since day number one. And when you think about it, he was the last voice of the Brooklyn Dodgers. I mean, this guy has been doing this since 1950. 1950. It was kind of neat because, Oral Hershiser was there. Kurt Gibson gave a great little speech on the big scoreboard. One of the greatest moments in baseball with that home run, Vin Scully called on that. That was absolutely unbelievable. Sandy Koufax was there. And Don Newcomb, who I thought had died years ago, he was there at the game because he was the starting pitcher for that first game in 1950 that Vin Scully called. So, if you got a chance to see the game, and you just saw baseball history, I mean, that's unbelievable. 1950 to 2016. Now, he's calling it quits. He said, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm 88 years old. I got another 20 years ahead of me. Yeah, I think he's going to go into real estate or something. But he really has been the voice of baseball. And I know some of you people are going to argue and say, well, no, whoa there, Mr. Brewtown. Bob Uecker in Milwaukee. Yeah, Bob Uecker's great. I love Bob Uecker. He's one of the greatest of all time. But Vin Scully, because He's been the voice of the Los Angeles Dodgers, has always been able to call the great moments, the absolutely great moments, and truly the greatest moment that I ever witnessed in my 50-some-odd years of being on this earth was Hank Aaron's 715th home run against the Dodgers. And Vin Scully made just a beautiful call. Go back and listen to that. It's on YouTube. And, I mean, all those great games. So it was exciting to sit and watch that today and just, you know, kind of think, wow. You know, I mean, that is just something else. And he sounded good. He didn't sound a day over 70. You know, when you get to be 88 years old and you sound like you're 70, man, thumbs up. You're doing good. I mean, you're doing good. You know, I know that, well, he's too old and he sounds old. And, well, yeah, who cares? He calls a great game. He really calls the best game ever. Bob Uecker's great. Bob Uecker can call a great baseball game, and he's got the great stories, and I would put him at number 2. Easily at number 2 all time. Harry Carey, who called a great game. Go back, you know, those of you that don't know the Harry Carey from 30, 40, 50 years ago, go back and listen to some of those calls when he was doing the Cardinals game, some of the best I've ever heard in my life. But Vin Scully, congratulations. And the Dodgers have announced that they have already sold, just for this season, they have already sold 3.1 million tickets for this season. Wow. And that's just going to go up. So if you haven't had the opportunity to listen to a Vin Scully called game, do it now, because after this season, you're never going to get it again. Never going to get it again. I was excited. I'm excited anything. I look at everything. Every time I watch a baseball game, I just sit there and think, has that ever happened before? Is that the first time? You know, because baseball is all about history. It's all about where were you when this happened. You know, I mean, it really is. So you just kind of, am I part of history? Today we were all part of history. So, Vin Scully, good job. Good job. The Milwaukee Brewers got a big game tomorrow night. They're taking on the... and I just dislike this team so much. I seriously just, every year, my hatred towards the St. Louis Cardinals just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And so far, I really dislike the St. Louis Cardinals. Brewers will take them on tomorrow down in St. Louis. Please don't send me all your hate mail. I know St. Louis is the greatest baseball city in the world, and we've had the greatest players, and Tony La Russa is single-handedly the greatest and smartest manager the world has ever seen. Okay, don't send me that stuff, please. Please, I have better things to do. I'll erase them. I'm not going to respond to it. I'm not going to live in your hate. I'm not going to live in your hate. The Brewers take on the St. Louis Cardinals tomorrow. Chase Anderson on the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers, and Leake on the mound for the St. Louis Cardinals. Game time is at 7:15 Milwaukee Brewer time. You can catch that game on Fox Sports Wisconsin, the Brewer Radio Network, Internet, Satellite. And I'm sure, do the Cardinals still have their games on TV? On the radio? Are they? Because after all, they are the greatest baseball city ever. I'm not going to go there. I'm not. I've only got about 30 seconds left in the show. I'm not going to go there. I'm just not. So that's pretty much it. Should we just sit silently for the next 20 seconds? That's pretty much our show for today. Man, oh man, I just can't believe it. The Brewers are off to a 3-4 start. I'm stoked. I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited because we get to see some good young ball players. The future of the Milwaukee Brewers. That's pretty much our show for today. Hope you enjoyed it, because, hey, I sure enjoyed giving it to you. I'm having a good time. Have a good day, everybody. And as always, go Brewers, go! Mr. Brewtown has fallen out of his chair. Drive home.